Well, good morning everybody and welcome to the channel. Hey, today I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about the 2020 Tacoma. Okay, let's talk about everything you need to know about the 2020 Toyota Tacoma. Number one, the 2020 Tacoma is a refresh, not a redesign. I see comments all the time, people commenting about the new Tacoma, the 2020, and they mention that it's a redesigned truck. It is not a redesigned truck. It is a mid-model refresh. What's the difference? A redesigned truck is where they kind of throw the board away and rebuild the truck from the ground up. They redesign it. A refresh is where they just kind of add a few bells and whistles, you know, some aesthetic things, maybe tweak the computer a little bit, which they did in this case, and we'll get to that in just a minute. But not a complete redesign. The 2020 Tacoma is certainly not a complete redesign. So, a couple of examples. They added 10-way power adjustable seats, and they also have included a new, or are offering, a new redesigned grille. I think every trim level of the 2020 Tacoma has a redesigned grille. So they kind of freshened up the face a little bit, maybe made it just a little bit more modern. Number two, the often complained about transmission. You know, I see comments all the time about how the transmission in the Tacoma sucks. The third gen transmission, the automatic transmission. You know, how it's always searching for a gear, it never rides in sixth gear, just all kinds of complaints and problems. Well, Toyota listened. In the refreshed 2020 Tacoma, they did a computer tweak. They tweaked things a little bit to make everything mesh together a little bit better, right? To make things work a little bit better, to make it smoother. And they accomplished their goal. You know, a few weeks ago, I drove two different Toyota Tacomas, 2020s. I drove a Sport and I drove an off-road. And I have to say, there was a noticeable difference. It felt like a different truck from the transmission standpoint. Everything was smooth. There didn't seem to be any kind of hunting for gears or any weird downshifts or anything like that. It felt smooth. It felt like everything was meshed together perfectly. So I think Toyota has solved that problem. So for everybody out there who was complaining about the third gen transmission, I think it's fixed, and I think you'll be very impressed with what Toyota has done. Number three, cost. The base cost for a 2020 Tacoma, now this is the bare bones model, right? Doesn't have anything on it, well, at least not much. It's $26,050, that's the MSRP. Now, that's before you would add any options to it. So if you choose to add anything, obviously, that price is gonna go up. Now, for example, the TRD Pro, you know, the top dog, it has a starting MSRP of $43,960. And I have seen comments and things from people when they start to add options and things, they're over 50 grand on that truck. Now, FYI, the base MSRP for a Tundra is $33,575. Number four, according to cars.com, there are over 18,000 2020 Toyota Tacomas out there that are available. Of those 18 or over 18,000, 831 are manual transmissions. Now that's of particular interest to me because I have a 2020 Tacoma on order in a manual transmission, and I've been waiting for quite a while for that. We're gonna talk about that in just a second. But if you're looking for a manual, they're out there. But when you spread 831 of them across the US, not too many. Number five, there was a 2020 Tacoma and Tundra commercial during the recent Grammy Awards. Did you guys catch that? Pretty cool. I was almost shocked. Number six, you can still custom order a 2020 Toyota Tacoma, but you cannot order the options a la carte. In other words, you couldn't take that base Tacoma that I mentioned and add the few things that you might want, you know, kind of pick and choose. You have to buy in packages. And the problem with buying in packages are you're gonna get things that you may not necessarily want. For example, I don't know, if you want the upgraded radio. Well, that might include 4 or 5 other things that's going to just add to the price. But you don't have a choice. The days of being able to buy a la carte are gone. Now, if you are going to custom order a Toyota Tacoma, be prepared. Be prepared for a long lead time. I ordered mine back on September 17th, 2019. That was 19 weeks ago, or 4 3/4 months. I'm still waiting. It's supposed to be in here coming up sometime in February. It's going to be about a 5-month lead time. So if you're in a hurt and you're needing a new truck and you can't wait that long, you're probably going to have to buy one off the lot or have one brought in that already exists from somewhere. Unless you get lucky. And it's possible you catch one in the pipeline that you can snag, but not true in my case. Number 7, the 2020 Tacoma is available in 8 different colors. Again, depending on the trim and package that you want. Let's see, 6 different trim levels and 30 possible configurations. The TRD Pro is available in 4 colors, including that new Army Green, which again, because of packages and trim levels, I couldn't get that on my TRD Off-Road. It may have been a color I would have gone after, except I didn't want a TRD Pro. Number 8, the TRD Pro, the 2020, is still available with a manual transmission. Now, I've mentioned before, I believe the manual transmission is on its way out, right? So if the manual is something that you're interested in, irregardless of the trim, you might want to think about snagging one within the next couple years, because I believe the transmission or the manual transmission is going to completely disappear in the not too distant future. Number 9, the Toyota Tacoma still has drum brakes in the rear. That's right, still has drum brakes in the rear. I saw an interview with an engineer not too long ago, and the question about when is Toyota going to put disc brakes all the way around in the Tacoma came up. And the engineer seemed to be almost like he wasn't even aware that anybody even cared about that. From what he said or his response, it didn't seem to me that Toyota has any plans to put disc brakes all the way around on the Tacoma, that they're perfectly content to stick with drum brakes. Me, I don't know that I really care. I don't know that it's a big deal for me. I mean, when I hit the pedal, and as long as the truck stops, I'm pretty happy about that. But if you're one of those that is just dying to have disc brakes in the Tacoma, you may be waiting a while. We'll see. Last up, number 10. You can still buy a 2020 Tacoma manufactured in the United States up until production moves to Mexico fully in 2021. Now, they do currently build Tacomas in both Mexico and in the United States. So chances are, if you go out, if you currently have a Tacoma, and you look at that placard, the one inside your door sill, you might see made in Baja California, Mexico. You may still see it where it says made in San Antonio, Texas, but I'm kind of thinking a majority of them are probably coming from Mexico already. Now, is that a big deal? Well, there's that patriotic view, and that even though it's a Japanese-owned company, and all the profits go to Japan, since they are building the Tacoma still currently in the United States, we do put Americans to work, and I understand that, and that's important. Unfortunately, we're going to lose that. We have no choice in the matter. So, I guess what's important to me going forward, once that happens, is that the Tacoma and Toyota maintains the quality and reliability that we're used to. I mean, let's be honest, that's what Toyota has kind of built their reputation on with the Tacoma over the years. Now, I don't think it's going to change personally. It's not like Toyota's going to move production to a different country and then throw in different quality standards. I can't see that happening. These trucks are still going to have to be built according to Toyota's quality and reliability standards, and I don't believe that we're going to see any difference. Time will tell. We'll see. Who knows? I got to think that if it did suffer for some reason, production would be moved back, but we'll find out. Anyway, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think, particularly about production being fully moved to Mexico. I'd be curious to hear what you have to say about that. As usual, appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time on the web. Have a great day.